Hi, I'm Deb Miller from Project Linus of East Tennessee. We are a local chapter of a national organization called Project Linus that provides blankets to children in traumatic situations. These blankets normally go to agencies such as local children's hospitals, the child advocacy centers that serve children that have been abused, to some of the homeless shelters, to our military families, and to we also fill individual requests for children that are in particular traumatic situations. We have blanketeers all over the area and some outside the area that make blankets. Don't know how many we have because some people make one blanket and we never hear from them again, and then we have other people that regularly make blankets. When we say blanket, that's everything from a quilt, like these quilts, to a crocheted blanket, to a fleece blanket. It's just all different kinds of blankets. And we serve children from babies, sometimes the tiny little infants that are in the NICU, through teenagers. The kinds of blankets that we do, like I said, are quilts, like these beautiful quilts here. We have people that make small blankets for our little preemie babies. We have a lot of people that crochet and knit blankets. This is a fairly large one that'd be for like a toddler. A lot of people do the fleece blankets. This one is one that has a crocheted edging on it. You see a lot of the tied ones around a lot, but these crocheted ones lay real nice, but we also take the tied blankets. And then we have people that make just kind of a double layered blanket. This one is flannel with a real bright print on it, and then a coordinating color on the back. We get about 2,500 blankets donated a year, and we will have done about 40,000 blankets since the beginning of our organization in April of '03. We have some special initiatives that we do. About 95% of our blankets stay local to the greater East Tennessee area. And then we also help with other chapters around the country that might have a particular crisis. For example, when there's a hurricane or flooding and they have a large number to serve, we will also ship blankets there. Just like we've had some of those chapters ship blankets here into the East Tennessee area when we had local crisis in this area. We do a lot to support our military families. We have make sure that if we have somebody in the area that loses a loved one serving in the war or serving our country in some way, that we make sure that the children in that family receive a blanket. And sometimes we do those through the funeral homes, through the local hospitals, through churches, just depending on the best way to get connected with that organization, with that family, to make sure that they get served. We have a special program called Hugs for Heroes, which is a program where we make blankets for a baby that's born where the father might be serving overseas or out of the area, and then there's a small pocket blanket that goes with it that's about 4 by 4, and that blanket is then sent to daddy to carry with him to remind him of his child that's waiting for him back home. If you have questions about Project Linus, there'll be contact information available at the end of this video, and we always welcome your questions. We have a website, we're on Facebook, we have YouTube videos, we're on Instagram, and if you're interested in making a donation, you can do that through our national site. You can send a check to our local chapter here. If you do the national site, make sure you designate that it's for the East Tennessee chapter so that the funds come our direction. We used funds to pay for a number of different things. Some of it's just supplies. We have a lot of mailing costs, and of course mailing costs have gone up a lot in the last year, and they're getting ready to go up again. And we use those for when we need to mail blankets to a child in a particular area. And we've had more of that lately because of COVID. When we've not been able to deliver blankets, we've had to mail some. And then when we serve the national needs that I talked about earlier, of course, those costs are pretty healthy to be able to mail the blankets to those areas. Those those costs can be very high. We do a newsletter for a small number of people that aren't on the internet yet. We and then just have general kind of office supplies that we provide the funds with. When I mentioned that we do a newsletter to some people that aren't on the internet yet, it'll kind of give you an idea of the breadth of our volunteers. We have teens that make blankets, Girl Scout groups that make blankets, families that do blankets as a part of their community service, and then we have women that are working full-time that make blankets, a few men that are making blankets for us, and they might make 1 or 2 blankets a year. And then we have people that are retired that might make a blanket a month. And then we have women that are in nursing homes or in some kind of assisted living kind of situation that also make blankets. We have a couple women right now that are in their 90s that are still cranking out blankets. I just picked some up the other day, and she makes beautiful blankets. So we provide an opportunity to a lot of people. For me, it was a great opportunity when I first got started in Project Linus, because I was working full time, didn't want to do another meeting. I was already doing enough of those through work, but I could come home at night and sit down and crochet and work on a blanket and get the satisfaction of giving back to my community. Thank you.